What is up, people? Matt here again. So this is a game related video, obviously, and it's not specifically about this game that I'm going to show you, but it is regarding it. So the game in question rather is Destiny. So you're probably wondering what has this video got to do with Destiny? It's not a review. So what's it got to do with it? Well, Destiny is a online only game. In fact, it even says it down there, online only. Why is that an issue? Well, let's get into it, shall we? You have to be online to play this game, okay? So if you want to play it by yourself, you can do that, but you still have to be online. So you still have to have PlayStation Plus. And although you can play by yourself, there will still be people running about in your world. If you don't want that, tough luck, basically. You have to. They'll always be there. You can't do anything about that, which is annoying for people that want to play by themselves. The other problem is obviously the multiplayer. The multiplayer is very basic. Everyone seems to be balanced, but it's also not balanced. Some of the classes aren't exactly well balanced, which is a problem. But I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, this video is primarily about online games. Why are they a problem? How are they are we gonna go back to single player on offline games anytime soon, or is it just going to be online only from now? Well, let's start off with the obvious question: is online going to play a bigger part in gaming, even more so nowadays? And the answer to that is yes. Of course, online is always going to be a big part of gaming now. I don't think there's anything I don't think that will ever change from now on. I think we're going to go to an online majority of games. It's online games are going to take over, I feel, and there will be the odd solo experience, but I feel that multiplayer is going to take over. That's not to say that I want it to happen. I don't particularly, but I think it's inevitable. You know, with even buying games online, it's become online buying games digitally rather is becoming the more prevalent primary way of people buying the games. Although I don't do that, apparently a lot of people do. So why is it a problem? Well, I spoke about then people wanting to play by themselves. But the other problems is what if you don't have a very good internet? Your experience is obviously going to be severely worse than other people with good internets. If you don't have internet at all, yes, people still don't have the internet. They just aren't going to be able to play the games. That's not fair. Mis-selling of games. For one thing, I have seen people go into a shop before, pick up a game, luckily ask about the game. The staff member said, "Yep, the game's only online," so they put it back down because they didn't have online. Now, what if you bought that game, you didn't know it was only online because you didn't look, you just assumed. Opened it up, put it in, it's online only. You're going to be able to get a refund for that? No, of course you're not going to be able to get a refund for that. So you literally bought a game new, never even got to play it, and then presumably sold it at a loss just because it was online only, and that is very unfair. You know, It's a difficult one because there are some people that will buy a game, only play the online and never play the story whatsoever. And to those people I ask, why are you doing that? What is the point? If you just want an online fix, go play a really old online game that doesn't cost very much. Don't buy a new game that's just come out for like 40, 45 quid and then only play online, even though it's the exact same thing every single match. It's boring, and some people will say it's not boring. It's the same thing every match. It's boring. It gets repetitive, it gets monotonous. I just don't see the fun in it in the end, and that's coming from someone that played the years of Halo multiplayer. But nowadays it's getting even worse. So you know it's only going to continue like that. Even as I said, the Destiny Online is not exactly balanced. The multiplayer is very simplistic. You don't feel that the matches are very different. You know, it just doesn't feel like a unique experience anymore, because every game is having the multiplayer shoved in there and a bit of campaign on the side. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 14 Around Reborn. It's online only, but then that's an MMO. You expect an MMO to be primarily online only. It says on the box, to be fair, online multiplayer only. So I mean, you can't, you know, at least they say it on the box. I mean, people might not even look at that, but as I said, it said online only on the Destiny box in very, very small writing down the bottom, mind. I don't even know if it says it on the back, but it's just, you know, it even says, it says right there, one player, but if it doesn't, I don't think that they managed to, what's the word, explain it properly, I suppose you could say, or give you the real full details on it. I don't think that they've done that personally. But we need less of these, okay? We need less of these and more solo experiences again, because multiplayer is a bit of fun occasionally, but single player stories are so much more engaging. There is actually a unique experience there. You know, you generally feel like you're getting your money's worth a lot of the time with single player games, whereas with multiplayer you don't feel like that whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying there aren't instances where online is better than the actual single player. In fact, there are games like that, I'm sure. Co-op games, for example. You know, what can I pick off the shelf to show you that's got better multiplayer than single player? Well, Mario Kart. It's better being played with people. Mario Party, better played with people. Super Smash Brothers, better played with people. So yes, there are some games that are played better with other people instead of on your own, but for the vast majority of the time, single player experience is the definitive experience in a game, not the multiplayer that's tagged on. But unfortunately nowadays it's been flipped around, and the single player is an afterthought and the multiplayer is the main focus. Look at Titanfall, no story from what I can tell whatsoever. It's just online. There's no campaign. What's the point? If there's no story that you can learn about, there's no interest. It's just people running around with guns shooting each other. What's the point? There's no point to that whatsoever, unless you've got an extremely small attention span that keeps you occupied for seconds. But other than that, the normal of us that like an actual experience, that just doesn't do it for us. So, you know, less online game only, please, and more single player games again, please, because I don't want to have to part with all this online rubbish all the time. I want a decent, nice game that's got hours of gameplay and not the same thing every 10 minutes. It's just not, it's not on, personally. It's not on at all. So, yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching. I'll definitely see you on the next video. Bye now.